was I was VCing my friends, but I was like, oh, I gotta stream. I know, like, there's a, you don't have to. I'm like, yeah, I know, but how else am I supposed to buy my caviar off? No, chicken. But yeah, how else am I supposed to like afford to, my rent? Hello, welcome, glad to have you. I'm joking about the one thing. Hello, Tuesday. Hi guys, welcome. But yeah, it is job. Hi everyone, glad to have you. Make sure to follow where sub if you guys are new. Hi telekinesis, how are you? Hi everyone, glad to have you. Make sure to follow our sub. Again, thank you guys for coming. Hi to G, how are you? Guys, what's the best part of your days? Hi Dusk, how are you doing today? Hi Spongy Boy, how are you? Oh, I forgot to turn the sound on. No. Hi Starfish, how are you? Oh yeah, Mexico did lose. I was actually in a VC with a friend from Mexico and a friend from England. So it's kind of funny, like looking at their reactions. Hi Dusk, how you doing there? Welcome. I was playing ZZZ. Yeah, it was fun. I had it on Twitter. I cried. I'm sorry that your team lost. I was indifferent since, like, obviously I'm not, like, for both of those teams, I'm like, hi Galia, hi Queen. My team was Nihon, so, I mean, that's who I was voting for, so. And the other two teams I was voting for eliminated pretty fast, too, so I was like, oh, make sure to follow us up. Hi Dusk, hi Solana. I guess I want Norway. I want the Viking Miku to win now. Hi Enduro, glad to have you here. Welcome. Hi Dust, hi Solana. Make sure to follow our sub guys if you're new. Again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for your donations today. I do appreciate it. This is the second time I hit 100 sub. Congrats, man. That's cool. Because someone unsubscribed. Oh, that's sorry, man. That happens. Hi Riley, how you? I mean, their account could have got deleted. Sometimes that's the case instead. Hi Chibi. Hi Andrea, thanks for the follows and subs and donations, everyone. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Riley, how are you? Hi Fish, how are you doing today? You are Fish. Hi Solana, how are you doing today? Welcome. Jack got 3k sub. Did I? I don't think I did. Maybe. Did I? Maybe. Hi Starlight, thank you for the follow. Glad to have you. Hi JJ, hi Armed, how you doing today? Welcome. Hi Sam. I don't know how many people are gonna be on this stream. I mean, if there's not many, it's fine. Hi Dawn, how are you doing today? Welcome. And thank you guys for the follows and subs, everyone. Glad to have you. Hi Brandon, hi Telekinesis. Guys, what's the best part of your day? Hi Chicken, hi JJ, hi Stacy, hi everyone. Hi new YouTube, hi Chicken. Hi Sam, how you guys doing today? Welcome. I hope you guys are doing well, whatever you guys are up to. Thank you guys for coming. Hi Strike, how you guys doing today? I had a friend. Hi Awake, how you doing today? Hi Juka, how you doing today? Hi Jazzer, hi Dusk, hi Lucy, hi Ava, hi Dawn, hi Raging. Hi Ace, how you guys doing today? Make sure to follow us up. Hi guys, glad to have you. Hi Ava, hi Dawn. Hi Lucy, glad to have you. You know the Guppy Sharp? Yeah, hi June, hi you. Hi, make sure to follow. Hi Awake, hi everyone, glad to have you. Hi Burn, how you guys doing today? Make sure to follow us up. Hi Lucy, hi Johan, how you guys doing there? Make sure to follow. Hi Snow. Hello. Hi everyone, glad to have you. He doesn't pay attention. I only do it if I get the donation, okay? If I get the donation, I'll say it, but other than the donation, I won't say it, okay? So if someone gave me the donation for it, I'll say it. Hi Crystal. Guys, if you're new here, make sure to sub and say I subbed so I can give you a shout out, okay? Hi Aurora, thank you for the follow. Siad, thank you for coming. But yeah, if you guys sub, make sure to say I sub so I give you a shout out. Hi Dawn, how you guys doing today? Hi Thayer, hi Meanie, how you doing today? Hi Crystal, hi JJ, how are you? Hi Solana. Thank you Melina, thank you for the stars. Thank you for the sub Lucy. Guys, any donation helps me out, so thank you guys so much for your donations. Hi Celius. Laughing Disco or Clapping Sila guys today? Question mark. Hi Juka, hi Love Pink. Hi Brain, how you doing today? Hi Nayoya. Hi Monster, hi Dad, hi Ran. Hi Burningies. Hi, Kels. How you doing today? Hi, Spade. How are you? Hi, Shannon. Hi, Emil. I don't know who that is, Strike, so no, I guess. Hi, Juka. Hi, Rom. How you guys doing today? Make sure to follow or some. Hi, Gore. I suspect. Thank you for the sub, guys. Glad to have you. I will. Thank you, Lucy, for being here. Hi, dudes. Hi, Owen. Again, thank you guys for your donations, too. Hi, Orange. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Evan. Hi, Gord. Hi, Avery. Hi, Emma. Hi, Orange Kitty. Thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Again, thank you guys for your donation, follows, and subs, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Hi, Eva. Eva, please don't spam. Emma, please don't spam. Thank you, Brett, for the GG today. What? Yellow and can't swim. I don't know. What is it? Hi, Ira. Hi, Liam. Hi, Lix. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Asher. Hi, Orange Kitty. Hi, Green. Hi, Liam. Hi, Gord. How are you? Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you. Hi, Illumi. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Lead. How you doing today? Hi, Lucy. Hi, Salimo. Hi, Girly. Hi, Glad to have you. Make sure to follow. Hi, Skeleton. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Asher. Hi, Pancakes. Hi, Angelica. Hi, Kat. Hi, Girly. How are you? Hi, Tiff. How you doing today? Hi, make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Asta. Hi, Brenda. Glad to have you. Hello, Sinister. Hi, Florian. Hi, Leah. How you doing today? Hi, the David. How are you? Hi, Tina. How you guys doing? Hi, Noah. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Lumi. Hi, Owen. Hi, Tina. Hi, Danya. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Vani. Hi, Baron. Hi, Doggy Out, Boy Out. Thank you for the sub, Solana. Glad to have you. I'm doing good. Hi, TGR. Thank you for the gold coin. Thank you, Gord, for the sub. Thank you for the gold coin, Brett and TGR. Glad to have you here. Any donation? 4 gold coins. Let's go, Brett. The TGR. Thank you. Thank you. Are you just saying hi? Thank you for the 8 gold coins. Oh my god. Thank you, guys. Hi, Jaden. Hi, Sound. I say hi to everyone. Hi, Tina. Hello, M Blue. Hello, Doggy Boy. Thanks for the follows. Alexander, what are you up to today? Thank you for coming. I say hello and thank you, guys. So that's what I do say a lot. Hi, Parrot. Hi, how you doing there? Hi, Ethan. What's your name? Okay, I'll put my name in chat if you guys want it. Guys, make sure to follow, sub, and also I do give shoutouts for donations, so if you guys want to donate. Brett, let me put my name in chat. Brett, thank you again for your donation. Thank you, guys. There you guys go. If you guys do donate, I can't thank you guys enough for that. Hi, Sprout. Hi, Mana. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Hi, Alexander. How you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Gord. How are you? Hi, Lucy. Hi, Angelica. Thank you, Brett, so much for the gold coin. Thank you. Hello, Blue. How you doing today? Hi, Barnett. I can give you a shout out. Hello, Barnett. Hi, Angelica. Hi, Noah. No, why is that a bad thing? Hi, Angelica. Hi, Andy. I'm happy to have more people. That's really nice, guys. Hi, Jaheen. It's not bad for me, trust me. Hi, Danny. Hi, Tina. Again, thank you guys for the follows and subs today. Never got high. Fictional, hello. How are you doing today? Give me a break, my dude. Give me a break. You didn't even follow. You don't get a hi if you don't follow. How dare you? Go follow. Hi, Tina. Hi, Jonah. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Cinnamon Roll. Hi, Sophia. You are a noob. Like your parents. Whoa. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Britt. Hi, Ribbit. Guys, if you want a shout out, make sure to sub, okay, guys? Please sub so I can give you a shout out, okay? So make sure I say I subbed in chat and I'll give you a shout out, okay? Say I subbed in chat and I'll give you a shout out. Also, guys, thank you guys for your donations. I'm not sure. Maybe I do. Hi, Moonlight. Hello. Hi, Carnelio. Thank you for the subs, everyone. Hi, Jaheen. Thank you. Hi, Roasted. Thank you for the sub, BLX, Julie, Britt, Ozzy. Oh my god, Sophie, June. Thank you for the subs. I don't accept friend requests, but if you want to join my game, Blue, thank you for the sub. I won't send Roblox. I'm sorry, man. Thank you, Rabbit, for the sub. Ravel, Tina, Yuki. I'm sorry. Vanny, thank you for the follow. Spade, thank you for the sub. Samantha, thank you for the sub. Hey, everyone, glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Nix. How are you doing today? Welcome. Hi, Sleepy. Thank you for the Nix for the follow. Hi, you're local. How are you? Hi, Tina. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Lucy. I have a question. It's a game. That's not a question, then. Hi, Lucy. How you doing today? Guys, you can't be like, I have a question. This is my statement. That's not a question. Hi, you're local. Hi, Kenzie. Thank you for the sub. Glad to have you here. That's a demand. That's not a question. You guys have different definitions of what question is. Hi, Rivals. Thank you for the subs, Fade. Again, thank you guys for the subs, follows, and also I want to say thank you guys so much for your donations today, guys. It helps me out so much. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Derek. Probably not. Hi, Julie's. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Cinnamon. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow or sub. Hello, hello. Yeah, but I feel that for a reference of that is more that you want me to do it. Hi, Asher. Thank you for the sub. Thank you guys for coming. Glad to have you. Hi, Jaheen. Make sure to follow her sub. Hello. I don't add people, but if you want to join my game, I do put my username in chat. Yeah, you guys can join me. This is my username if you guys want to join. There you guys go. There's my username. I am quitting TikTok. Okay, go quit if you need to or want to. It's okay. Again, thank you guys for the follows, subs, and also I want to say thank you guys so much for your donations. Guys, let's get a laughing disco or clapping seal, guys. Hi, Wings. How are you? Hi, Rivals. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Karen. How are you? Glad to have you. Hi, Rivals. Make sure to follow us up. Hi, Taylor. You can join off my username, guys. That's how you join. Do you like trucks? Trucks are cute, yeah. My username's in chat. It's random_guy_unknown. Hi, Rivals. Hi, Matt. Hi, Sasho. Hi, Amber. Hi, Wings. How you guys doing today? Again, thank you for the follows and subs today, guys. What was? Did I hit it? No, my body didn't go over. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Army. Hi, Amber. How are you? Hi, Bible. How are you doing today? Hi, Star. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow her some. Thank you, Yellow, for the follow. Or for the star. Thank you, Yellow, for the star. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Guys, your donations are so appreciated, guys. I can't thank you guys enough. Hi, I will be right back. Thank you, guys. Sure, I'll do it after stream, yeah. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Your Loco. Hi, Cat's Eye. Hi, Biggs. Hi, Tatia. Glad to have you. Thank you for the sub. Glad to have you here. Make sure to... Hi, I got. Thank you for the sparkles. Glad to have you. Thank you, Izzy, for the star. Glad to have you. Izzy, thank you so much. Hi, Your Local. Thank you for the sparkle. You know you're the best YouTuber in the world. I mean, maybe. Aw, thank you. Hi, Bosnia. Hi, Sophie. Glad to have you. Hi, welcome. Hi, Big. Hi, Hair. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Fanny. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow her some. Hi, Your Local. Hi, everyone. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Alicia. Glad to have you. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Guess. How you doing today? Hi, Radia. Glad to have you. Thank you. Hi, Mommy. Thank you for the follows. It does hurt a little bit, but it's okay. I'm used to it. Hi, Summer. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you guys are new here. Please help out. Let me get some water real quick. Also, I want to say thank you guys for your donations. Ani, thank you for the follow. Izzy, thank you for the sparkles. Glad to have you. Yes, I know. My name's Jack. Hi, Izzy. Thank you so much for the sparkles. 5 sparkles. Let's go, guys. Guys, your donations really matter to me. Thank you guys so much for all the donations today. Thank you guys so much. Izzy, thank you for the 15 sparkles. Let's go. 21 sparkles. Hi, May. Thank you for the likes and subs. Glad to have you. Izzy, thank you. Hi, Your Local. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Thank you, guys. Hi, Velocity. Hi, Luca. How are you doing? Make sure to follow us up if you guys are new. Hi, Zach. How are you? Hi, Entropy. Hi, Marshmallow. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you're new. I just joined your server. Hi, Alexander. Glad to have you. Trying the bacon. Aw. You finished? Aw. Hi, Siri. Glad to have you. Hi, Happy. Hi, Lock. Hi, Big Back. Hi, Normal. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hi, Siri. Hi, Avia. Hi, Mendone. Hi, Tony. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you are new. Guys, what's the best part of your guys' day? Again, thank you guys for your donations, too. Hi, MR. Guys, we're almost at 500 subs now, which is insane. Thank you, guys. Let's get to 500. Hi, Kita. Hi, what's good? I'm doing good. What about you guys? Hi, Wesley. Oh, guys, Tower 10 got released today for Nido Tower. So we might play that a little bit. Hello, Johnny. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Sprout. Hi, Dijo. Again, thank you guys for the follows and subs. And also, guys, thank you guys so much for your donations. I really can't thank you guys enough for any donation you guys give. Hi, Rania. Hi, Lucy. Hi, KT. How are you doing today? Cutie, thank you for coming. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Rachel. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Tanya. Glad to have you. Hi, Fani. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub if you guys are new. Hi, Sarah. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow. Charlie, thank you for the star. Glad to have you. Hi, Curbs. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Hi, Sprout. Hi, Krabs. Hi, Earth. Glad to have you. Hi, Tanisha. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Stella. How you doing? Thanks for the follows. Hi, Ratina. How are you doing today? Hi, Ma. How are you doing today? Hi, Alexander. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or some. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Jim. How are you? Hello, everyone. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow or some. Any follows? Any subs, guys? Hi, everyone's. Hi, Val. Hi, Rachel. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Isis. Am I gonna do another? Maybe. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you are new. It does help me out. Thank you so much, Roxana, for the flow state. Thank you so much, Roxana. Thank you. Hi, Zemi. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Oh my god, thank you so much for the 6-7. Sorry, I could try it. Mateve, Gorayunov. Thank you so much for it. I appreciate it so much. I hope you're having a great day. Hi, Alicia. Marte, thank you so much for another 6-7. Thank you so much. Glad to have you. Sorry, Matv. Sorry, my bad. Hi, Gore. Hi, Marco. Hi, everyone. Make sure to follow or sub. Thank you, Rathu, for the sub. Glad to have you. Hi, Blah. Thank you so much. Hi, Rathu. You're welcome. I tried the Siba. Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you. Hi, boy. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, cutie. How you doing today? Poluski. Hi, Army. Hi, Chris. Ukraina. Make sure. Hi, Kai Cuddly. Hi, Chris. Hi, Cop. How you guys doing today? Thank you guys for the follows or subs, guys. You guys are so nice today. Hi, Duck. Hello. Thank you for the sub, Fruit. Glad to have you. Hi, Fanny. Hi, Shouty. Hi, Serenity. How are you doing today, by the way, Zemi? I hope you're doing well. Hi, Anna. Hi, Arno. Hi, Sumber. How are you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome. What do you play? I'm playing this tower. I got Gummy. Hi, Lena. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Og. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you are new. It does help out. Hi, Serenity. Hi, Ma. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Anna. Hi, Kylie. Hi, Kesley. Thanks for the follows and subs. Welcome back, guys. Hi, Liam. Hello. Hi, Very. How you doing today? Hi, Serenity. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow. Hi, Sheldon. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Hi, Jeremiah. How are you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome, Jeremiah. Hi, Vay. Hi, Mammy. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you are new today. It does help out. Hi, Bahi. Hi, Rose. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Ma. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Anna. Hi, Jillian. Yeah, sorry. Hi, Wesley. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you. Hi, Jules. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow. Hi, Wesley. Hi, everyone. Glad to have you guys. What are you guys up to today? Hi, Steven. Hi, Og. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Lula. Hi, Darlies. How you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Roxana. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Jeremiah. Glad to have you here. Hi, Serenity. Hi, Julie. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Love. Hi, Sheldon. How are you doing? Hi, Kali. Hi, Lori. Hi, Darius. Guys, make sure to follow or sub if you guys are new. Also, if you guys want to donate, feel free to donate. It really does help me out, guys. Any donation you guys give, I promise you, it helps me out so much. It's called Nido Tower if you're curious about the game name. Nido Tower. Yeah, Nido Tower. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Flash. Hi, Silver. How you doing today? Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys, and donations. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Randy. How are you? We shall see. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Oppie. How are you? You have something to tell me. What do you have to tell me? It'd be word. Hi, Serenity. Glad to have you here. Hi, Sophie. How you guys doing? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Steven. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Crystal. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, MHA. Hi, Randy. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Jude. Hi, Randy. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you guys are new here. It does help out. Guys, what's the best part of your guys' days, if you guys don't mind me asking? Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Hi, Silver. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Kalui. Again, Games, thank you for coming. Thank you for the Bashiro. Meet moot. Hi, Randy. I'm not accepting friend requests, but if you do want to join my game, you can do that right now. Hi, Randy. Hi, Scare. Thank you for coming. Glad to have you. Again, thank you guys for your donations, everyone. Your super chats and everything you guys donate. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank yous. Guys, what's the best part of your guys' day so far is? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Toasty. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you. Hi, Bashiro. Hi, friend. Hi, Randy. Thank you for coming. Hi, Kalu. Hi, Silver. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Nat. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Julie. Hi, Nat. Anyway, welcome, welcome. Hi, make sure to follow or sub. I'm glad to have you here. Hi, Trailer. Hi, Fluffy. Hi, Random. Hi, Randy. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you are new. What are you guys up to today? Hi, everyone. Hi, Meham. Hi, Brett. How you doing? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Steven. Glad to have you here. Hi, Jayla. Hi, Vanna. How you guys doing? Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Silver. How you doing today? Hi, Lias. Hi, Jayla. Hi, everyone. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. I do appreciate it. Hi, Squid. Hi, Silver Rants. How are you? Again, thank you for your subs, donations, follows, and everything you guys give. I appreciate it. Hi, Squid. Hi, Squid. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Taylor. How you guys doing? Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you here. Hi, Story. Hi, Taylor. How you guys doing for today? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow. Hi, Lewis. How you guys doing today? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Unicorn. Glad to have you. Hi, Jayla. Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Noah. How you doing today? Make sure to follow. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Jeremiah. How you doing today? Hi, Zaria. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follows and subs today. Glad to have you. Hi, Leah. How are you? Thank you guys for your follows, subs, and donations. Hi, Unicorn. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Emily. How yous? Hi, Adeline. Glad to have you. Hello, Greg. Glad to have you. Hi, Noelia. Hi, Phantom. How you doing today? Hi, Unicorn. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Randy. Make sure to follow us some. Hi, Brett. Hi, Rachel. Glad to have you. Hope you guys are doing well. Hi, Shinobu. Glad to have you. Hi, Randy. How you doing today? Make sure to follow us some. Hi, Wolf. Hi, Flame Joke. How you doing today? Hi, Vortex. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Andy. Hi, Chill. Hi, Kalua. Hi, Shinobu. Hi, Leo. Thank you for the follow. Hi, WTK. Glad to have you. Hi, Sheldon. Hi, Stephine. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow or some. Your voice is very nice. Thank you, Vanna, for saying my voice is... What the hell? What? Okay. I guess this tower is a little glitched. Hi, Sheldon. Hi, Stephine. I have to go. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye. Again, thank you guys for the follow, subs, and also thank you guys for your donations today. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Nat. Bye-bye if you have to go to bed or do stuff. Hi, Crystal. How are you? I love my... Aw, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys liking my shark. Thank you guys for the followers or subs. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Hi, Protect. How you doing today? Hi, Shy. Hi, Gods. How you guys doing today? Hi, Shark. Hi, Crystal. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you are new. Thank you guys again for coming today. I appreciate it. Hello, Jojo. How are you doing today? Hi, Sheldon. It is currently 2:14. Glad to have you. Alexander. Hi, welcome. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you are new. Hi, good. Hi, Jojo. Hi, Lucifer. How are you doing today? Doyate mo. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Oz. Hi, Chloe. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi, Jojo. Hi, Mercy. How you doing today? Hi, Adrian. Hi, Alexander. Make sure to follow or sub. Glad to have you here. Anything fun or exciting today or not really? I hope you guys are well today, whatever you guys are doing. Thank you guys so much for coming. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Skippy. Hi, Alexandra. Hi, Esme. Thank you for following and subbing. Hi, Za. How are you doing today? I've been doing good today. What about you? How you been doing today? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Hi, Crystal. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow or sub. But, hi, Kyo. Glad to have you. My day's been pretty good. What about your guys' day? It's called Needo Tower, so Needoh Tower. Yeah. Hi, Pushing. How you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you're new. Hi, Kyo. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Bunny. Hi, Poon. Poon, welcome back. Hi, Xander. Hi, Isaiah. I don't know. We'll see what we do next stream. Probably more Needo. I have a cat now. Congrats, man, on your cat. Hi, Measle. How you doing today? But Hi, Za. Hi, everyone. What's the best part of your guys' day? Hi, Pixel. Again, thank you guys for coming to my streams again. Hi, Tickler. How you doing today? Hi, Za. Hi, Poon. Thank you for the star, Poon. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you're new. Hi, Glenn. How you doing today? Hi, Taylor. Hi, Niza. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. What are you guys doing today? Hi, Victoria. Tell you what, I'll end stream unless I get a laughing disco or a clapping seal in the next 10 minutes. Hi, Poon. Thank you for the 6-7. Thank you so much, Poon, for that. I appreciate your donation. So yeah, guys, I need one of those to continue stream. Ooh. Hi, Zanu. Hi, Steve. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Cross. How you doing today? Do I play it? Once in a while. Not recently, though. Or Galaxy. Hi, Pixel. Thank you, Kai, for the stars. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Aziz. Hi, Joss. Random. How you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follows and subs, everyone. When do you next live? Tomorrow in like 12 hours. Hi, Mahil. Hi, Scary. I'm not sure how long I'll go today since my YouTube is like a little more quiet. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Mix. How you guys doing today? Hi, Vanny. How you doing today? Thank you, Pris, for the gold coin, Pris. I appreciate it. Hi, Romania. Hi, VGT. Hi, Naoya. Hi, Xander. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Scary. How are you? Hi, Alexander. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. It's called Needo Tower. Thank you, Gabby, for the laughing disco. Let's go. Hi, Priscilla. Well, I guess I won't end now. Hi, guys. Thank you so much, Priscilla, for the gold coin, too. Thank you so much for the laughing disco, though. That's really amazing. Thank you, Aaron. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, thank you for the subs. If you guys sub, let me know, and I'll give you a shout out. Or if you follow on TikTok, I'll give you a shout out, too. Royal, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Also, guys, 3 more follows on TikTok, and then we're only 100 away from 90K, which is kind of insane. Hi, is this? Hi, Najiza. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's Uri. Thank you for the follow. Hi, Doctor. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Izza. Hi, Average. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, Megan. Hi, Scary. Hi, Sweet Up. Hi, Scary. How you doing today? Hi, Slay. Glad to have you. Hi, Mason. Hi, Galaxy Type. Hi, Victor. Hi, everyone. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you guys are new. Hi, Number One. Hi, Nobody. Again, thank you guys for the follows and subs, everyone. I do appreciate it. Hello, guys. If you guys say I subbed on YouTube, I'll give you a shout out, okay? Also, guys, again, thank you guys for your donations. Freya, thank you so much for the floating heart, Freya. That's really nice of you. Thank you so much. Christmas or Halloween? It depends. Gabby, thank you for the flowers. Thank you, Gabby, for the flowers so much. Thank you for the sub, Crash Out. Thank you, Victor, for the sub. Glad to have you. June, thank you for the sub. Mason, thank you for the sub. Number One Catboy Lover, thanks for the sub. Hi, Dhoni. Thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Donu. Let's subscribe to the cup. Thank you, Xander, for coming. Hi, Cleo. How you doing today? Hi, Average. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follows or subs, everyone. Hi, Maha. Thank you for the sub. Hi, Average. Glad to have you. Thanks for the sub. I love your avatar. Thank you guys for liking my avatar. Gabby, thank you for the heart. Glad to have you here. Hi, Vanna. Hi, Cleo. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. When am I gonna end stream? I don't know. Eric, thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Hi, Jane. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, bro. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jasmine. How you guys doing today? Make sure to follow or some. Hi, Crystal. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi Nicole. Hi Nobody. Hi Just. Hi guys. Make sure to follow or sub. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hello. Hi Gunner. Hi Crash Out. Thank you for the press F, Nakin. Thank you, Gabby, for the gold coin. You're sick right now. I hope you feel better. Thank you, Keith, for the press F. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Nicole. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi Gabby. Hi Just. How you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi Zara. How you doing? Yeah, thank you for the followers up. Hi Casey. Hi Ismail. Hi Hibiki. Hi Casey. How are you? Hi Vanessa. How are you doing today? Hi Nicole. Again, thank you for the follows and stuff. Hi Keith. How are you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi Riviera. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the followers up. Hi Sheldon. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? Hi Justin. Hi Ellis. Hi Kali. Hi Jordan. Hi Komu. Hi Gabby. Hi Mark. Hi Jeremiah. Glad to have you. You have your lunch? Yes, it was tasty. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi Jeremiah. Glad to have you. Hi Rose. Hi Sandra. Glad to have you. How you guys doing today? Hi Josh. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Glad to have you here. Hi Gab. Hi everyone. Make sure to follow or sub. Hi Jeremiah, glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. What are you guys up to? Hi Kay, how are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi Abiki, hi Ivana, how you doing today? Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna go. Hi Oz. Hi Kay, hi Lily. Hi Isis, how you doing today? Hi Camilla, glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Xander, how you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub. Hi Leo. I'm not accepting further requests. Hi Kay, glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Nom Nom, how you doing today? Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi Miha, how you guys doing? Hi Lisa. Ooh, my YouTube is not doing. Oh, I guess I could end early. I think this might be an end early day, guys. Unfortunately. Yeah, we have like 4 people. Okay. Hi, Christopher. How you doing today? Thank you guys for coming. Hi, Pillar. Thank you for the follow. Welcome back. 722. Oh, well, have a good day. Hi, everyone. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follows and sub cuties. Hi, Johnny. Can you play music? I can't because of copyright, unfortunately. Hi, Anna. Hi, Pillar. Hi, Num Num. Hi, Cool Gamer. Hi, Slay. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Brianna. Glad to have you. Hi Gunner, hi Sophia. Thank you guys for coming today. I do appreciate it. Hi Cassie, how you doing today? Thank you guys for your donations, subs, and follows, guys. Glad to have you. Hi Kendra, thank you for the follow. Did we hit our goal? We hit 900. Let's go. At least we hit that. Hi Jeremiah. Do you accept friend request? Nah, but if you want to join my game, it's called Nido Tower if you're curious. Hi Lisa, hi and there. Welcome. Hi MHA. Hi Amma. Hi MH. Hi everyone's. Again, thank you guys for your subs, follow, donations. Hi, Cool Gamer. How are you? Thank you, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Hamburger. Hi, Brian Cakes. Glad to have you. Hi, Sukana. Glad to have you. Hi, Perry. How are you? Glad you liked my Roblox character, Wars. Hi, Jeremiah. Glad to have you here. How you doing today? Hi, Emmy. Hi, Sukana. Hi, Ellie. Guess what? What's S7? I want to hear what's up. And thank you for the follows and subs, guys. Hi, Emmy. Thank you guys. Oh my god, what the hell? Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you are new. It does help out. I'm gonna kill you. Hi everyone. Hi Anime. I'm gonna hello. Hi Lisa, glad to have you. What the fuck? No. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. Come guys. Also guys, I appreciate you guys' donations today. I really do. Hi Catman, how are you? Thank you for the follow, subs, and donations, everyone. Hi Jeremiah. Hi Cassie. Again, thank you guys. Hi Hunter, thank you for the sub. People are new here today. Got to greet them. Welcome Amari, thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. Hello Cherry. Guys, what's the best part of your guys' day so far? Did you have a fun 4th of July if you celebrated? Also, did you guys have a good World Cup experience? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Tired. Hi, Em. Oh, no, I'm not new. Yeah, you are. Hi, Cross. What do you guys want to do right now? Because I guess Nido Tower. I'm freezing. I talked with my friends today, and it was fun. Yeah, you can play with me. Hi, Chloe. I'm also just playing the tower right now, which is chill. Hi, Arisa. How you doing? Thank you, David, for the happy. I appreciate it. Also, guys, I really can't thank you guys for your donations, guys. So any donations we get is really wonderful. Guys, another laughing disco or clapping seal today, question mark. Hi, Emma. Hi, Casey. Hi, Gracie. Or did you ban me? Maybe. I don't think I did, but... Hi, Jasper. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate it so much. Hi, Divine. You guys' roses. You guys' donate. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Cross, what are you up to? Ava, thank you for coming. Doreen, Crazy, thank you for the hellos. David, how are you? Lisa, how you guys doing there? Thank you guys again for coming. Hi, Kibla. Hi, Emma. Emma, how you doing there? Hi, Jasper. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Again, thank you guys. Hi, Carly. Hi, Amora. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for the follow. Hi, Axel. Hi, Cloudbow. Hi, John. Hi, Ava. Glad to have you. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, everyone. Hi, Gracie. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Yunche. Hi, Ava. Hi, Randon. Hi, Raiden. Hi, Zand. Hi, Carly. Glad to have yous. And thank you for the follows and subs, everyone. Hi, Amora. Glad to have you. Guys, World 10 is out for Nido today, which is kind of insane. So let's go. Hi, Axel. Jasper, thank yous. Lisa, thank you for the follow. What am I doing today? I mean, I talked with friends. I finished the one meal I had, which was pretty tasty. I also did some trash cleaning today, so that was pretty nice. Best part is we a crab. Oh yeah. Okay, do what you guys need to do. Thanks for coming to stream. If you have to go, it's okay. Hi Cam, thank you for the sub again, Ashley. Guys, Cozy, thank you for the cozy cat boy. Oh my god, you guys are cozy and cat boys. Evan Needle Gloop. Yeah, a lot of people like Needle Tower, to be fair. So, I mean, like, hey, if you have any Needle presents or... Anthony, thank you. I'll leave. I mean, if you want to leave, it's up to you. I'm not going to force you to stay, so... Hi, Gracie. Okay, guys, laughing disco or clapping seal. Next few minutes or I'm leaving the game. Oh my god. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Angel. Hi, David. Glad this could be your favorite. Glad to have you. Or a galaxy. We gotta do Donathon, you know? Hi, Noel. Thank you for coming. Hi, Jasper. Hi, Gracie. Hi, Athene. Thank you for the 3 roses, Jasper. If I'm kind of tired today. Hi, Extreme. Thank you for the Hinger. Hi, Adriel. Thank you for the Laffy Disco. Thank you, Adriel, for that. I appreciate it. Jasper, thank you for the finger hearts. Hi, EG. Hi, Queso. Charlie, thank you for the star. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Amora. Glad to have you. Again, thank you guys for following us up. Oh, YouTube's doing the 0 view glitch. I hate that so much, guys. Oh my god, I hate YouTube. YouTube really has been effing with me recently. I don't know why. Hi, Zoldy. Hi, it's me. Like it says there's 0 views, but obviously it says viewers. Hi, Leo. But you did, so I sub. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad I could respond to you. TDAC, thank you for the follow. Leo, thank you so much. Glad to have you. Make sure to follow a sub, guys. Are you for toys versus YouTube? I don't know what that is. So... Hi, Priscilla. Thank you for the flowers. Mate, thank you for the 611. Glad to have you here. Thank you. Sorry, I typed it wrong. Yeah, I didn't know what you mean by that. Hi, Nicole. Hello, new people on TikTok. Hi, Cross. How are you? I have to start. Thank you guys so much. Hi, Keen. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for the follows on TikTok. Hi, Lydio. How you guys doing there? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Lisa. How you doing today? Ba da 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 da. My 4th of July was pretty good. I wanted to walk, but it was like I didn't need to take the walk, and I was like, oh, it's okay. Hi, Pris. Thank you for the gold coin. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for your donations. Hi, Monty. How you doing today? But yeah, it's pretty good. Hi, Steven. Again, thank you for the follows and subs, everyone. Hi, Money. Hi, everyone's. Hi, Lidl. How are you doing? Again, thank you guys for your follows, subs, and donations. Hi, Jeremiah. You lose your lunch. Oh my god, maybe I'd be tempted to say it. Maybe one day I can play it. Hi, Lost. Thank you for the follow, Lost. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follows and stuff. Hi, C John. Glad to have you. Okay. I think the algo hates me today. Hi, Lost. Hi, Sis. Hi, you guys. Number one. Thank you for coming. Hi, C. Hello, guys. All right. Guys, would it be fine to end it right now? I don't think the algo likes me today. I want to take a break. Talk with friends. My voice is kind of like a little bit thrilled since I tried singing today. So like I might take a break for a little bit. Hi Ariel. Hi number one. How are you? Of your charge. Thank you guys so much. I can't play songs, guys, because it would copyright the stream. And I can't do that because I could get in trouble. So I don't want to do that. Thank you so much for the mic drop communication services. Thank you so much for the mic drop communication. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for your dono. Hi number. Hi Essential. Glad to have you. Thank you for the mic drop though. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Thank yous. Hi Joavi. Hi Sanzel. Hi Dende. Hi Totally. Hi Los Canos. Hi Alma. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for the follower subs. Yep. Thank you so much. What are you saying yep to? Hi Zach Boy. Hi Jay. How are you? Make sure to follow our sub, guys. Glad to have you. I love sending gifts. I really appreciate you sending gifts, community. Thank you so much. That makes me feel so happy. Generally can't thank you enough for your gifts. I promise you, everything you send really helps me out. So thank you so much. Hi, Juice. Hi, Daff. How you doing there? Welcome. Again, thank you so much, though. I can't appreciate you enough. Aw, community. Hi, Jane. Hi, Sean. Drawing. I don't know what app to use for the drawing. I didn't draw it. Hi, Ariel. Hi, Jay. Please. Make sure to follow, sub. Hi, Odin. Welcome from Norway. Hi, Ace. Hi, Shay. Hi, Coconut. Hi, Seti. Hi, Adriel. How you guys doing? What is YouTube up to? I think YouTube might be broken today. Guys, is YouTube having like lag issues right now, or is there like issues with YouTube right now? I think it might be broken. Hi, Juice. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Be sure to follow her, so I'm glad to have you. Is YouTube? Yeah, you can join. Be sure to follow our sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Pretty. Hi, Everett. I really want to join you. Yeah, you could join me here. Guys, thank you. Hi, Mario. Hi, guys. Thank you for the follows or subs. But I send a mic drop. No, it's okay. I appreciate you sending anything you could send. Hi, here, Guri. Send whatever else you want to send, community. I appreciate all the donations today. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Twilight. How are you? Again, thank you for the follows and subs. Hi, PMC. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Alessandro. Glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Guys, that's not how it works. I appreciate you giving me, appreciate you quote unquote giving me it, but like, make sure to follow our sub. I am, okay, well, hello, welcome, glad to have you here. Hi, Adam. How you guys doing there? Welcome. I'm from hello, everyone. Hi, Adam Smasher. What? Thank you, Lily, for the flowers. Glad to have you here, Lily. Thank you so much for your donation, Lily. It helps me out so much. Hi, Twilight. How you doing today? Hi, Deku. Hi, Androcla. Hi, JJ. Hi, Wolf. Hi, MYU. Hi, Emma. Glad to have you. Thank you guys for your donations. Hi, Gum. Hi, Salva. Hi, Izzy. Hi, Poppy. Oh my god, why is YouTube so laggy today? Holy, I'm trying to say hi to everyone. Hi, Aiden. Hi, AGB. How you doing today? Hi, Danny. How are you? Hi, Asen. Glad to have you here. Make sure to follow our sub, guys. Glad to have you. Hi, Ivan. Hi, Danny. How are you? Hi, Alfie. How are you? Hi, Marshmallow. How you doing there? Welcome. Hi, Ivan. How you doing today? Hi, Zeev. How you guys doing? Thank you for the follows and subs. And thank you guys for coming today to my stream. I do appreciate it. Hi, Evan. Interesting tower. Oh my god. Let's go. Hi, early. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think I liked it as much as the other ones. It was okay. Hi, Ari. I mean, I could do it without looking. Oh god. Hi, JD. Hi, Nkele. How you doing today? Hi, Eduardo. How you doing today? Again, thank you for the follows and subs, guys. I do appreciate it. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I think I tried to answer, but I didn't know what you were even talking about. So, hi, Boastful Bacon. Hi, Kenny. Glad to have you. I couldn't see. I think you requested me to do something, but like the way you did it wasn't correct. I was like, I'm Mal. Guys, again, thank you guys for your donations today. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for your donations. If you do donate, feel free to do so. It does help me out a lot. So, hi, Mal. Hi, Erica. Hi, JJ. Hello, Ari. 20, thank you for the follow. I'm glad to have you guys here. Hope you're doing well, whatever you guys are doing. Hi, MYU. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you, whatever you guys are doing. Thank you guys for coming. Make sure to follow or sub, guys. If you guys are new today, just help out. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Amber. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Oscar. Glad to have you. Hi, Quenty. Hi, Leo. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Rika. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome. Anything fun or exciting today? Hi, Ari. Hi, Gracie. Hi, Jay. Hi, Ma. Hi, Jeremiah. What the fuck? Did you teleport up here? That was a hack and a half. Okay, my bro. I swear you're hacking there because no way you could make it up that fast. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Bro, that guy's hacking. I'm sorry. I saw you hacking. No way you can fucking... No way you make it up like that. I saw you down there. My brother. Thank you so much for the follows and subs, guys. Glad to have you. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Colton. Thank you so much. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Colinar. Hi, Melina. Hi, Bianca. Glad to have you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it so much, guys. Thank you so much. What are you guys up to today, if you guys don't mind me asking? Hi, Melody. Hi, Rudo. Hi, Jeremiah. Glad to have you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you can join me. I put my username in chat. Okay, bro. Yeah, I know it. I knew you were hacking. I didn't want to be... Hello, welcome. Glad to have you here. Bros says they're not hacking. Hello. Glad to have you. Hello, here's my username. Yeah, I am also. Bro's like, I'm not hacking. I'm like, bro, you're clearly hacking. Hi, Jeremiah. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Colton. Sorry, I had to deal with a hacker really quickly, but I can't appreciate you enough for that, okay? I appreciate you saying that in your positive message, okay? And thank you, guys. Hi, Erica. Hi, Win. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you here. Hi, Solva. Yes, I am in Coffee Tower. I was like, you can't really just get that fast. Hi, Hazel. Make sure to follow her some. Hi, Emma. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you. Thank you, guys. Again, any super chats you guys send, I promise you help me out so much. I appreciate I appreciate you liking my blaha. It's really nice of you guys. Thank you. Hi, Jeremiah. Yes, I heard that Mexico did lose the World Cup. Hi, everyone. Make sure to follow or sub, guys, if you guys are new. Yes, it is Tower. Hi, Jeremiah. And thank you guys for coming. Oh my god, I fell. That's good then. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for coming today. Welcome. Make sure... Hi, Ashley. Hi, Avery. Hi, Jeremiah. Please help. Thank you for the follow. I'll try to call you that, okay? Hi, Freddy. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the follows and subs. Actually, I might take a break right now, to be honest. I might end stream early because YouTube's being really finicky today, so thank you guys for following and subbing. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye, cutie.